I'm my own boy.
One night, got your hat. Got your hat. Got your hat.
Chill.
You see, this is what pisses me off. People saying that it's just a hat. A white man takes a black man's property and says, yo, why you even upset? And they say it's just a hat, but you don't realize the implications. What people got to understand when it comes to us as a people is we had enough. And I know a lot of y'all are going to say that I'm going into a racial tangent because Floyd Mayweather got his hat taken. But I'm watching black people make their memes and be disrespectful to our brother. And I'm watching white people say, it's just a hat. How important was that hat for you, Floyd? And I'm looking at this like this shit is so damn disrespectful. Now, black people know you fought each other for far less. If a Negro even says something crazy in their rap song, you want to go kill him. And you acting like if a man takes your fucking hat off your head, like you're not going to want to wage war. So let's get you out the question. Our people be so damn jealous of our own. Let's get to the white man real quick. Let's address the elephant in the room. Let's really have a conversation here. And I'm going to walk you through this because it's more than just the hat. It's principle. That white man done, and I know you get uncomfortable when I say the word white man, right? But that's what we got to deal with right now. That white man untied Floyd Mayweather's shoelace during the press conference. Then his brother eggs him on like, yo, he just untied your shoelace. You going to let him do that? They was already looking to incite something violent. And Floyd kept his composure. Then they start talking about Floyd's personal life. Floyd kept his composure. So Floyd kept his composure when his shoelace got untied, remained professional when they talked about him personally, right? And then he gets his hat taken. So when is enough enough? That's what I want to know. He didn't say nothing when they untied his shoelace. He didn't say nothing when it was coming at him based on his personal life. He didn't fall for it when it was like, yo, he untied your lace. You should do something about it. You're supposed to be a big-time boxer. Floyd ain't do nothing. Just kept it professional. So now what Floyd is supposed to do is be classy and allow this white man to take his possession from him. Be classy and let the white man do it. But if a brother did it, if a black man took his hat off his head, we would say, yo, you got to do something about that. We'd say, you got to do something about that. You can't allow a man to take your shit. That's what we would say if that was a black man taking his hat. But it's the white man. So start the cooning. That's what we did. We cooned in less than 60 seconds. Let me talk to you guys, man. We got to really have this talk. In 1524, because we got to see it's more than just a hat. It's not just a goddamn hat. We talking about a black man who's highly revered and respected amongst his people. He's a black leader. You may say Floyd Mayweather is no leader. He's leading the boxing world as a black man. He's the only one that inside of an hour and 6 minutes worth of activity made over $600 million. That is over $500 million inside of an hour and 6 minutes. He leads the world in making that much money that fast. So he's leading the world. He done fought 16 world champions consecutively and beat 16 world champions, meaning people with belts, consecutively. He's a leader. He's a black leader. Every time you do Black History Month, you look at what black people lead in their specific genre. Whether you like him or not, he's a black leader. He's looked up to. He's highly respected. He's highly revered. Okay? He's one of our most esteemed athletes in the world. And he should be reduced to having someone take his fucking hat off his head? A man of his rapport? This is a man whose mother, I'm going to say it again. This is a man whose mother suffered from drug addiction, whose father was incarcerated, who was subject to extreme destitution, poverty, who then still perseveres, goes to the Olympics and gets cheated. And despite it all, he didn't get discouraged. He remained drug-free and won 50 fights professionally consecutively and beat 16 world champions consecutively. This is a man that when he fought Pacquiao, they said Pacquiao was too old. Then how old was Mayweather? Mayweather wasn't younger than him 10 years prior. Mayweather has always been older than Pacquiao. When he beat Marquez, Floyd was too big. When he beat Canelo, Canelo was too young, but Canelo had, I think, more fights than fucking Floyd. So what do you say about all those damn fights that's on his record when he fought Floyd? Floyd was an old man when he fought Canelo. This is a man that every time he beat somebody's ass in the ring, the white man came with the microphone to circumvent his win by already attempting to say he was scared of another man. Why don't you fight him? Why don't you fight him? Every time he wins is a damn excuse. So I'm going to play it back. This is a man whose mother suffered from drug addiction, whose father was incarcerated, who was the subject of extreme poverty, that is to say destitution, who was cheated in the Olympics, who every time he won on a professional level, there was an excuse made after him. And despite it all, he persevered and did it drug-free and is respected amongst those who are into the pugilistic science, respected amongst entrepreneurs world over, who's generated over $1 billion in his career, who owns skyscrapers in New York City, plural, who owns 2 of his own private jets, Air Mayweather. He's going to let some young motherfucker take his hat off his head after all the shit he's been through? Yo, all black people have some trauma that they're carrying. And we all, figuratively speaking, are just waiting for someone to take our fucking hat off. That's pushing the goddamn button. Everyone has a button that can get pressed, that can make a switch. The button was the hat. Everyone in our community has that button where it's like, you know what? Fuck being professional at this point. This shit is getting ridiculous. So it's not just the hat. You got to have respect when you're allowed to share the same space of a great man or a great woman. You got away with your fuck shit over and over. So, you know, you people here, I know y'all hate to see another black man celebrate another black man's greatness. So y'all going to attack me and y'all going to trash me. But you got to see what's really taking place here. In 1524, the letter J didn't even exist. Okay? It just started before 1524. The letter J did not exist. The letter J did not exist before 1524. And then, what this got to do with anything? Well, when they construct the letter J, suddenly this name Jesus arises. This means Jesus isn't an ancient term. It's not an ancient word. The shit is made up. Nobody was calling on Jesus. Okay? Prior to the 1500s, no one called on Jesus. You might say, what this got to do with Mayweather? What this got to do with the hat? Well, a few years after that, per the transatlantic slave trade, spearheaded by John Hawkins, Africans were kidnapped, stolen from their land, in addition to their resources. Because a few years after the letter J was created, one of the words that was created once the letter J got introduced into the language was Jesus. And they named the boat Jesus that was used during 1562 to 1568, spearheaded by John Hawkins per the Atlantic slave trade, to kidnap Africans, steal them, and bring them to foreign lands, such as America. We called on Jesus when we were kidnapped. We made songs as slaves, praying that Jesus will one day come back. This is why so many religious songs have so many watery intimations. This is why you always hear about water in slave songs. And you may say, what does this have to do with Floyd Mayweather's hat? What does this have to do with anything? Well, White people today will say, as far as slavery is concerned, get over it. It's easy for you to say when we see the scales are still in balance when it comes to power, when we're still the subject of racial profiling. It's easy for you to say get over it. I will say we should get over it when we get over it. When we get to the top. But so long as there's discrimination, so long as there's racial animus being perpetrated against us, so long as we still are the subject of police brutality and unable to get better jobs, so long as this is the case, we can't just get over it. But what does this have to do with Mayweather's hat? White people have taken from black people and in other nations, but we're going to talk about here. And I'm not saying all white people are fucked up. Perhaps most of them, but not all. This I definitely know. Not all white people are fucked up. I can tell you this 1,000%. But let's be for real here. You've stolen so much from black people, and then you turn around and say, but just get over it. Just get over it. And what you don't understand is when a white man takes a black man's possession and walks away and says, hey, I mean, what's all of this about? Y'all gonna fight me? Y'all gonna fuck me up just because? And other white people are doing all sorts of podcasts like, yo, just for a hat, that's how Mayweather's acting. Let's look at this false sense of entitlement. A white man feels that he has the right to take a black man's possession and do what he wants with it, an established black man, and the black man should just sit there patiently awaiting until hopefully the hat returns. What fucking year do you think we living in? And what's wrong with you Negroes over here condoning this crazy ass shit? You hate your brother so much. You hate your brother so much that you acting like you don't understand. We can't get proper credit appropriations. They got credit card redlining that stops us from getting access to credit because it's against the law to alienate or avoid giving people credit based on their race, but it's not against the law to not give people credit opportunities based on their zip code. But races exist in clusters called zip codes. So this is a catch-21. So we over here, we can't get access to better credit. So inadvertently, we can't get access to better living and other opportunities. You hypothecate mortgages, have subprime crisis, and then you give us opportunities to own homes that you know analytically we cannot afford. So we'll go bankrupt and you'll be taking our homes. You took us from our foreign land, from our native land, pardon me, where we was indigenous to. So all this shit accumulates after a while. You feel what I'm saying? It accumulates. And eventually, we can't even get a fucking hat taken off our head. That's what I'm saying. We bust our goddamn ass to be great. You don't fucking come and try to demean us or undermine us or circumvent our greatness before our own either. I'm happy he turned up because enough is enough. Son should have got kicked in his fucking face for untying his lace. But you see, he kept it professional. He should have got kicked in his face. And every time Floyd gives these white boys a fucking opportunity to share similar space, because anywhere a black man or a black woman walk is sacred space. And you got to respect people's space of any race. But you definitely got to respect the space of a champion. He's a champion because he's black first. You got to respect our sacred space. And when you get an opportunity to share similar space, you don't violate the space that's being shared. But he would have been wrong if he kicked Son in his fucking mouth. Because in this white man's head, he should be able to touch and ridicule and physically violate another man without consequence. I guarantee you if he would have got kicked in his fucking mouth for untying his shoelace, everybody look at Floyd and say, what's wrong with this guy? He's too violent. And y'all would say, it was just a shoelace. That's what you guys would say. It was just a shoelace. He had every right to untie his shoelace. You hear that false sense of entitlement from white people? Let me show y'all some shit. This is crazy. I'm gonna show y'all how deep this thing gets. I'm gonna show y'all how deep this gets. Y'all gotta realize, man, when I look at this situation, I be saying to myself a whole lot of things that I see a lot of things that people don't see. Okay? Look at this. Let's go to this dude's page. Let's go to this page. Let's go to Logan Paul's page, right? Because I remember Floyd said, he was talking about race, and Logan said, why you got to bring up race? And Floyd said, it's always about race, and I'm going to play that. But look at this. On Logan Paul's page, look at this. This Logan Paul's page, right? This is brother, right? Now, Jake Paul's the one that did the craziness, but look at his page. We're going to go to his page. So, you know, they showing Floyd making a mockery. Why is it about the hat, right? But watch this. Watch this. Okay, that's when the hat gets taken, right? Now, look at this. Look what he compares it to. Look at this. He shows a Klansman getting his hat taken off. I mean, out of all things to fucking show, why are you showing a Klansman getting his headdress taken off? This Christian denomination that we call the Ku Klux Klan. That's right, it's a Christian denomination. Now, this is the same guy that asked Floyd, why is it always got to be about race? But you see, the racial insensitivity, out of all things to show, you're going to show a Klans member? Like, this is reminiscent to a Klans member getting his shit taken off. How the fuck are you comparing Floyd's scenario to this shit? And just the racial climate of America. Why is it necessary? This ain't no fucking joke here. This ain't no goddamn joke. You see what I'm saying? This is not a joke. Look at that shit. Am I bugging? Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I see y'all in the comment section. But you see, this is the white man who just was crying, why does it got to be about race? Just was crying to Floyd, why it got to be about race? But then he puts this on his page as if to say, you know, that's what his brother was doing. But this is a fucking Klans member getting his headdress taken off. And that's Mayweather, the part of the race that was abused by these motherfuckers. He posted it. All you got to do is go on his page. He posted it. He posted this. You see? So when Floyd says it's always about race, and the white man snickers, no. Why it got to be about that? It's about having racial sensitivity because guess what? I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you layers to this. See, y'all think it's a game. So I'm highly invested in this fight. I want Floyd to whip his fucking ass, man. Because at least he could do it legally without the old okie doke and they wind up locking him up, right? But watch this. I'm going to show y'all. And that's crazy that's on his page, right or wrong. That's crazy, right? I see y'all in the comment section. This is shit I be looking. I'm over here chilling like, yeah, you know, they promoting. But there's always some goofy shit going on. Always goofy shit. Conor McGregor did the same thing. And then act like he don't know what he was saying. Come on, you listening to hip hop, you quoting Biggie Smalls and all this, but you have no idea of the implications of what you're saying when you're using words like monkey and referencing a black man. Now you're totally oblivious to what's going on. And you put your hand on his head like you sonning him, where the white man suffixed son to our names because he falsely and illegitimately and illegally adopted those that he kidnapped and stole from Africa. So we wind up having Jameson and Jackson and Black Son, because these are names that represents the white man adopted you illegitimately. Come on now, y'all want to play games, man. Y'all want to play games. Y'all want to really play. It's always about race. Floyd said that. It's always about race. Watch this. Watch this. Look at this. Watch this video right here. Let's go to the 246 mark. Boom. Let's go here. Let's look at this.
Oh man, it's gonna be easy.
You got dirty ass Air Force Ones.
Look at that. That's this white man untying his laces. Look at this shit. Look at this. Untying his laces. You see? And Floyd ain't tripped. Look at this.
Oh man, it's gonna be easy.
You got dirty ass Air Force Ones.
Guess what? Guess what?
Shoes untied,
They
bro.
made 1.2 today. 1.2.
Doing what?
Untied his shoelaces. And what did Floyd do? Like a pro, he kept it going. Now watch this. Watch how they attempt to provoke him into doing something stupid or something violent. Let's say this. Let's go here. Let's show you. Let's go here. Watch this. Watch this. Look how it gets. Watch this.
Your shoes untied.
Your brother untied.
The champ hit you 11, and you didn't do shit about it. The best fighter in the world got his shoes untied by a user. He didn't do shit about it.
Oh, we don't worry about that.
You see? So now he's saying the best fighter in the world. And I love Floyd's response. They say, is shoe untied? And he said, your brother's untied. But this guy says the best fighter in the world gets his shoe untied and ain't do nothing about it. So they're asking for violent provocation.
The best fighter in the world got his shoes untied by a user. He didn't do shit about it.
Oh, we don't worry about that.
So you see, do anything for clout. These white boys don't care if they get their nose broken and half beat to death. So long as their hand is in the air saying, I got the hat, they don't care about nothing else. See, that's why we got to be careful when we share the company of these clout chasers in this YouTube generation, because the things they are concerned about is not what we're concerned about. But look at them. They was already attempting to create the type of provocation that can lead into that melee. And this is what you got to understand. They didn't care if other people could have got hurt in the interim of this shenanigans that they was putting. Really think about this shit. So they was attempting to get him on some violent shit early in the game. So then when that ain't work, yo, let's talk about his family. Let's do all of that. But watch this. I want y'all to check this out. Let's go right here. I want y'all to check this out. Right? Look at this. Look at this right here. We're going to decode this shit.
So one thing they know about me. They can say what
Are
they
you
want to
reading
say,
from the teleprompter?
But one thing that I do, I know you can't read. Okay.
So watch this. Now Floyd can't read, right? I want to talk to y'all about this.
Are you reading from the teleprompter?
But one thing that I do, I know you can't read. Okay.
Now I want y'all to understand. This is what I'm talking about. You see, when black people attempt to talk to white people so they can understand, yo, this is not cool when you talk to us. Y'all want to play games with the nigga word, right? But let's talk about reading. Where the fuck does the white man got the right to ridicule any black person about the way they speak or read a language that was forcibly imposed upon us? Let's really have this conversation. Let's look at this. Let's really look at this. Let's go back. Let's go back.
Always have proof. So one thing they know about me. They can say what
Are
they
you
want to
reading
say,
from the teleprompter?
But one thing that I do, I know you can't read. Okay. Well, you can speak. You can say whatever you want to say. One thing we know, us as black people, we die for what we believe in. We stand for what we believe in. And a lot of us got killed and died for reading. So I don't worry.
How about that? Floyd just dropped some shit on his punk ass. A lot of us got killed for even attempting to read. If they caught us fucking reading, because when they took our language, they cut our fucking tongue out our mouths if they caught us speaking our own language. So we were forced to speak this bullshit bastardized language called English. And you Negroes will be over here making fun of another black person for not being as proficient as you are in the slave master's tongue. But you could tell who colonized you based on the language you speak. I don't give a fuck if you're Mexican, Puerto Rican, Haitian, whatever. We're going to see the French in your tongue. We're going to see the Spaniards in your tongue. We're going to see the European in your tongue. The people that are fucking conquered will make fun of each other for not speaking the slave master's language. So what I'm saying is, Floyd is absolutely correct. We were murdered. We were murdered for getting caught reading. So in 2021, it's not cool if a white man is going to attempt to make fun of anybody for not being a master at his language. And I wrote over 90 books in this language. And I speak 7 languages. I wrote over 90 books. And I still don't give a fuck about this language. And I wrote more books, and white folks should be ashamed. I done wrote more books than their children even read in the language that they forced on us. This is not our language. So how stupid do we sound as black people making fun of other black people because other black people may not be masters of this language? And Floyd can fucking read. So stop the bullshit. Stop the bullshit. That man be sending me texts and articles and shit for me to look over and for me to review. Floyd Mayweather. But what I'm saying is, who fucking cares? White people stripped us of a thorough knowledge of self. Cut our damn tongues out. They caught us speaking in our own language. Took the time out to forcibly impose their language on us, which means when you impose your language on the people, you impose your psychology on the people. Then when we were taught the language based on the way they wanted to teach us, they made sure they will be in control of what exactly we read, which would be the Bible. So when we do read, that's what we will read. So what I'm saying is, so we can share the same God as our slave master. And you Negroes today are still worshiping the same God of your slave master. So he helped one people get oppressed and he helped another people do the oppressing. So in 2021, when a white man makes fun of a black man for either not being able to read or not making suitable proficiency in the preceding degrees as far as reading is concerned, it is an insult to our intelligence. You should feel uncomfortable complaining about us not being able to assimilate the understanding of a language that doesn't belong to us in the first place, that was forcibly imposed on us in the second place, and now we can't remember what the fuck we were speaking in the third place. But y'all don't realize this because everything is a damn game. So watch what happens when Floyd is breaking down. Yo, we were killed if we were caught even reading. And you fucking around, you want to be a white man talking to a black man about reading, that don't work. That just doesn't work. So I agree with Floyd. You see, y'all play games and y'all want to talk shit about the homie. But he takes the time out to drop the science, but y'all so fucking enamored and jealous and have so much animosity that he's doing better than most people. And he worked for his shit. He worked hard for everything he got. You so mad and jealous at each other, you can't even hear when the brother is kicking Jews. That's why I fuck with him. But watch this. Watch this. It's going to get more crazy. Watch this. So Floyd, watch this.
Worry about that.
Why are you making this about race?
Because it's always about race. It's always about race.
Let's do it again.
It's always about race.
Let's do it again.
So I don't worry about that.
Let's do it again.
And a lot of us got killed and died for reading. So I don't worry about that.
Why are you making this about race?
Because it's always about race. It's always about race.
Woo! Yo, y'all gotta, I don't know what people was watching, but son, I be on this shit right here. I'm over here like this. Proud. And if it wasn't always about race, right? If it wasn't always about race, then what's up with that Ku Klux Klan association that he's doing out of nowhere? I mean, we would think, considering the racial climate of America, there's no place for that. Making connections with a Klansman getting his hat taken off. So, well, you think I'm reaching because he shouldn't have the right to complain about a black man and his understanding of a language that his slave master forced on his people? What are you so fucking mad that we ain't doing such a good job learning your language? It's not ours. This English shit is not ours. That's just a fact. It's a baby language. We have languages far older than this language that we don't even recall speaking because of the international crime of kidnapping that took place. Okay? Let's not be confused because there was black people here in America too when they stole black people and brought some of us here too. So I'm American first, then I'm African. I'm an American African of the diaspora. I'm not an African American. I hope you walk with me on that. Because you fuck around and sneak your ass out of America, now nobody gonna claim you. You got the right to America. Don't be turned around here acting like you're not American so they can get away with the bullshit. You're American first with African ties. There's nothing wrong with that. I know we come from Africa, but we're American first. We're American Africans of the diaspora. Talk to me nice. Come on, man. Yo, listen. Yo, this shit right here, this is some deep stuff, yo. I'm over here and I'm like, yo, I celebrate my brother. And I know, like I said, a lot of you gonna disrespect me because you see me honoring my brother. But we should all honor each other when we do great things. That's it. And so I'm not looking to turn this into a big racial affair, no. But it is what it is when people create those implications. I didn't create the racial implications. And anybody that knows me knows I have my share of powerful Caucasians or white friends, as you would say, that they just 100 with me. I'm talking about these fuckboys. You know, they're young and they goofy and they need to be educated. I'm not saying that Logan Paul is like the big time racist. He might be a closet racist for all I know. I don't know. The shit is suspect. And what you got to do, you got to correct people when they're in error. Jake Paul, I'm not saying he's a big time racist. I'm not saying Conor McGregor's racist. I'm just saying they do racist shit. And it could be because they choose not to listen when black people talk. So it's not our fault you're not paying attention because so much shit has been going on. America is one of the #1 places you should have a 101 on racism. So you don't make these so-called errors. So it's hard to conceive that these are errors being made. You see a black man, that's great. For you to be upset that he's responding a certain way because you took that which is his, for you to even feel so entitled that, yo, it's just a hat. Why are you acting like that? For you to feel so entitled that you feel like you can just take anything that belongs to a black man and do what you want with it, and he should just wait there patiently until you're done, or if you choose not to even give it to him in the first place. Like, how are black people missing that and making fun of Floyd? But I guarantee you, if another black person took something from Mayweather, they would say, yo, you should have whipped his ass. Yo, you should have fought him. Oh, you were scared. But you see, every opportunity these type of white folks get to circumvent the greatness of one of our leaders, they won't hesitate. Conor won't hesitate, and Floyd stayed professional. Jake Paul did what he did, and Floyd remained professional. Logan Paul started going in and agitating him and antagonizing him, and Floyd remained professional. But at some point, goddamn, what the fuck? Now it's like you bullying people and pushing them on the lockers. Then when the nigga pull out the blicky, then it's like, yo, why you doing so much? Yo, shout out to TMT security, because they could have killed that boy. There's no way you can walk out of there unless they chose for you to walk out of there. And I already know one of my homies in there specifically. Shout out to Big Mike, too. The big white guy that was fucking holding Logan Paul. We know you ain't really want to jump in for your brother. Knock it off. The video is out. You was just being held there, suspended in the air by Big Mike. Shout out to Big Mike, because Big Mike could have fucking beat the shit out of you and body slammed you. And let me explain something to these white cats, man. You want to fuck with people that come from the streets, but you don't got no street smarts. Understand this, Logan Paul. What your brother did could have had serious implications, because while you was walking around there, what happened? And you was free to walk around even though your brother started shit? Let me explain something to you in the hood. In the fucking hood, let me tell you something. Yo, we can't get to your brother, we taking you down. In the hood, while you walking around thinking, well, you thinking white America shit. That's what you thinking. Well, my brother started the problem, so I'm safe. In the black community, you see, you want to fuck with black people from the streets. You want to fuck with a person with a background like Floyd. He may not have been out in the streets drug dealing and all that, but he's been subject to this. He's been subject to the hood. Traditionally, when you fuck with a black person, whoever is in your company is fair game to get their ass beat too. So you walked around freely in your white is right entitlement world. Hey, what happened? Oh man, that's crazy. But there would have been some Negroes right there scheming. They would have steamed you up. I promise you this. I promise you. I promise you, under different circumstances, different security, I promise you, your ass would have been lit the fuck up, walking around. Oh, they would have loved to get the drop on somebody who don't even think they're involved. You're automatically involved because your brother's involved. You're lucky. That's how that shit works. And you don't even realize, yeah, you know Brooklyn for real. I'm from the 90s, man, East New York. Y'all already know how we give it up. But I'm just saying, in general, yo, learn something from the people you fucking with so you don't put yourself in harm's way. Talk to your brother, because, yo, y'all could have literally got killed. Y'all could have got someone else hurt. If y'all had more security, it could have been Amistad in that bullshit. All because you want to take a hat off. All jokes aside, someone could have got stomped out. Someone could have got just seriously hurt just in the middle of all that shit. Like, y'all got to really wake up, man. Like, that shit that y'all doing for the clout chasing and everything, and black people guilty of that shit too. It just happened to be these two white guys. Wake the fuck up and know who you antagonizing. Because I'm going to tell you, some of them people in TMT, I know one person in particular who always in go mode. And all them times that the TMT security gotta fucking tell someone, don't take this picture, yo, don't do that, and people get tough, and they always gotta subdue their passions and not really hurt somebody. When you create these opportunities for people to legitimately beat your fucking ass, you gotta be careful, man, because you don't know. I know in their chest, they just waiting for the day where they legitimately, no questions asked, honestly can really break someone the fuck up. That day almost happened. Shout out to the TMT security, because if they wanted to break bones, you'd have been broken. Shout out to the security for holding Floyd back and making sure he doesn't put himself in a compromising position in his anger. You guys did an incredible job. You did an incredible job. Because somebody should have really got their shit cracked. But I never want to see Floyd's empire go down. So ultimately, you guys did the right thing in separating these people and restraining Jake's brother, and even helping walk Jake out of there. There was TMT security helping to make sure that he just goes his other direction. That was professional. You fuck around with the wrong black people and you think you're gonna be taking off hats and got your hat. You fuck around and get clapped. I mean, black people be millionaires still walking around with fucking illegal handguns and will clap you and probably even rap about this shit after. Like, you don't understand what kind of psychological issues we got in the black community. Motherfuckers will fucking put you down just to make it clear you can't do that to me. The ego of a black man and a black woman is on fucking high with all this oppression. Sometimes we just want to prove a goddamn point, and it's worth our whole life. You got to be careful with this clout chasing shit. And this is a word of advice to you young white brothers. It's a word of advice, because you might not be closet racist. Just kind of act like it. Well, maybe it's inadvertent. You know, I actually like the Logan Paul guy better, right? And you know, if I was a silly motherfucker, I would like Jake Paul. Because in my silly days, I would, oh, that's cool. Yo, got your hat. Yeah, all that shit is cool. But when you grow up, that shit is dangerous, man. You could have got yourself killed. And more importantly, like, look at this. Let me show you the goofy shit. You can't respect what Jake Paul did, because this is his brother's hour to shine. He just won his fights. He beat down Nate Robinson. He did his thing. Let your brother fucking do what he do. But you know, they always want to exploit the weaknesses in the black community. Let's look at this weak shit. Look at the motherfucker who started this shit instead of let his brother just do his press conference. Look at this. Look what happened.
I was like, whoa, are you serious? And I wanted to talk shit about it. I think I was jealous maybe of Logan getting a massive fight. And my first initial reaction was like, this shouldn't happen. And then I sort of...
So look at this. He said he was jealous that his brother got the Mayweather fight. But he says it in past tense. I would contend that he's still jealous, and he made this damn event about him as if Floyd's getting ready to fight him. Just let your brother get his shine. Why you gotta fucking undermine what your brother got going on and almost cancel your brother's event because of this bullshit? Because if your brother would have got involved and he wasn't going to be held in constraint, who knows what could have happened that ultimately could have destroyed the venue? Because you no longer could come to the venue. Maybe your brother wouldn't be able to come to the venue depending on his ability to get through if he really was on the turn up. Because if your brother was really turning up, he would have got through. And then once somebody from security gets hurt or gets hit, everything just gets out of control, man. You could have canceled the whole damn thing. You could have fucked up the money in the name of got your hat. You could have fucked up the money for your brother. And that's crazy to me. So that's a whole nother level of jealousy. So you jealous of Floyd and you jealous of your brother. Like you one of them fucking people, I mean, goddamn, man. You like one of them people that someone comes to the school to look for you but fucks around and shoots everyone else because you the motherfucker just constantly bullying people for no reason and you ain't even gangster yourself. I don't know what really goes on in the white community with the people doing the pushing on the lockers and all that shit. You would have to disclose that to me. But this is something that is intimated. We get signs of what the hell be going on. with this false sense of entitlement and white privilege shit that be going on. Because you just moving around, and the way you moving is chaotic because people could get hurt. And you could have fucked up the money for your brother. Like, these are things that someone needs to pull you. I don't know what they got going on in the white community, but somebody older than you needs to pull you. You probably ain't gonna listen to your older brother. And he low-key supporting this shit inadvertently, but I know in his heart of hearts, in his chest, he should be telling you, yo, fall the fuck back before you fuck up the money. You need OGs or something in that white community. The white community needed an OG since slavery to fucking tell them their shit was off. Y'all needed an OG long time ago. But goddamn, somebody in the white community needs to pull you by the shirt and say, yo, how much is too much? This is too much. Because you're going to keep clout chasing until you get yourself seriously hurt. And that's a fact. That's just real advice. That's just real advice. So I'm in this live. I'm about to go on Clubhouse and tear up these religious motherfuckers. And, I'm in the vulgar mode. I won't be in this vulgarity after tonight. I just seen some stuff, and I see black people clowning the brother Mayweather, and I'm just like, if this happened to you, would it be a joke? It's not just the hat, it's the principle. And it's not just the principle, it's the principle as far as the black-white dynamic, where you don't have that much leverage to be taking something that's not yours and then saying like, yo, all of this for that? Like, come on, man. Like, yo, listen, we're going to do this again one more time. We're going to do this again. Let's look at his brother Logan Paul. It's all good. We making fun of this, and why is it all over for a hat? It's all okay. I see what y'all saying. But look at this crazy shit. Yeah, got your hat. But then you show this shit. Why is Logan Paul putting this Klans member in the middle of all this shit, getting his hat taken? You see, y'all joke, right? That's what you like to call it. But as long as you've been living in America and seeing what our people been going through, what the fuck would make you post this Klans member getting his hat taken off his fucking head? What would make you do some shit like that? See? All the way tripping. Share this video, y'all, and wake people up. Every opportunity we get a chance to wake our people up, we're going to do that. I seen an opportunity to wake our people up, because while you think they joking and they laughing with you, maybe the brothers that's in your camp, maybe the brothers that's in the Logan Paul camp, maybe they can hip you to some awareness. Hopefully they ain't cooning full time. I ain't knocking no brothers who making their money and helping you out and training and feeding their family. I ain't mad at it. But yo, don't sell your fucking soul. Y'all wanted Floyd to sell his soul. Oh, you want Floyd not to mess up the money, so let the man untie your shoes. Don't mess up the money, Floyd, so let these people talk crazy about your family. Let them castigate you about reading a language that was forcibly imposed upon your people. Okay, now I'll let him take your hat all in the name of money. See, if Floyd was selling his soul, he would have let those motherfuckers just do anything to him in the name of don't mess up the money. But clearly the man is a man of integrity. Fuck the money after a certain point. You're not just going to do anything. With all the shit that he worked so hard for, you're not going to do anything. Look at that shit. Time to wake up, man. Time to wake up. What the hell is he even playing with this type of fire for? And then he gonna say he ain't mean nothing by it. I wasn't even thinking it's like that. They always bringing race into the situation. So after you say, why is it about race? And Floyd say it's always about race. You then go right after the press conference and you find a clip with a Klans member and you make an association with this Klans member getting his hat taken off and Mayweather getting his hat taken off by your brother. And no one can see nothing wrong with this goofy shit. And all you have to do is saying, I was just joking. I didn't know y'all would be sensitive if you seen a Christian sect called the KKK in a video and I make an association to the Klans member. No, yo, Floyd is on the other side of what the Klans members have done. The fuck is you making an association with him getting his hat off, taken off, and a Klans member getting his hat taken off? And thank y'all for appreciating the courses. brotherpolight.com. Y'all know what it is. Thank y'all. I see what you're saying in the comment section. I'm just livid about this. And I actually controlled myself. I had to calm down for like 12 hours today before I could even do this. I was livid. I was about to go Aya Horus on you. I was about to go crazy. You heard? But yeah, respect respect it, man, and show my brother Floyd love. You know, stop hating on my brother, man. Stop hating on each other. You know, it's black greatness, man. Every opportunity we get to clown ourselves, we do it without question. Like, we gotta stop that goofy shit. Everything is not a joke. Every time someone white do something to us, it's not a fucking opportunity. And that's what I'm saying. That white man took the jokes that our brothers created against our brother to attempt to belittle our brother. These white people listening to what our complaints are against each other and our grievances against each other. They listening to us mocking and ridiculing each other, and then they think they licensed to come in and do it. See, this is why we got to stop all that BS exposing each other, and I'm gonna take this one down, because you're doing that at the satisfaction of your present day and would-be oppressors. Everything ain't a fucking joke, black people. Stop with the bullshit. Just because someone got more than you, don't mean you got to side against them. Come on, man. Have some racial pride. Asud Kadora, Black Power. Hotep Wa Barakat, peace and blessings. And in our language, Ndu Asusu, the living language that I created, perpetual success. Ilufu.